Good evening. A local man accused of killing his common-law wife 2 years ago had his charges stayed today. RCMP say 74-year-old Nelson Brown is no longer a suspect. Brown was accused of killing 68-year-old Irene May Brunogi, who died in a mobile home fire in January of 2010. The charges were stayed after an independent fire expert reviewed the case. The exact cause of the fire is still unknown. Meantime, the first human case of the West Nile virus has been reported in southern Saskatchewan. As Naramanisa reports, the mosquito that can carry the West Nile virus has also been found here in Lloydminster.
It's a first for the province of Saskatchewan. A man has been diagnosed with the West Nile virus. The individual is from the Regina-Capel region. The infection was found when the man was donating blood.
He didn't show any symptoms, which is a sign of a recent infection. So that means that he was probably bitten by a mosquito within a few days before.
Phil Curry is Saskatchewan's West Nile coordinator. He says this time of year is most rampant for the West Nile carrying mosquitoes. The numbers are growing in the province, especially with the recent hot weather, and they have been spotted here in the border city, but the risk is low.
Not any infected mosquitoes, but and they've been found in low numbers. Generally, the numbers increase as you go farther south.
There are ways to try and protect yourself from getting bit.
Enjoy the summer, but if you're going out, especially between dusk and dawn, try to wear long sleeve clothing. If you're doing some gardening or other yard work, put some DEET onto your hands. If you've got standing water in and around the house, just clear that. So just, simple precautions.
It's important to know that 80% of people who are infected don't show any symptoms. About 20% will experience mild illness, such as fever, headaches, and body aches. And in very rare cases, paralysis or death. If you do encounter any symptoms, you should contact your family doctor. Naramanisa, Newcap News.
Meantime, health officials in Toronto say there are 2 suspected human cases there of West Nile virus, and more are expected. There have also been reports of cases in Windsor, Ontario and Manitoba. In the U.S., the number of human cases of West Nile is the highest it's been since 2004. There may be less than a month left until summer comes to a close, but people are still getting ready to enjoy the long weekend. And as usual, the Lloydminster RCMP are prepared for anything to happen.
On driving this weekend in the city, and generally what we find is for long weekends in Lloydminster, as with other big centers, a lot of people do go to the lakes, so we can sometimes see an actual decrease in the number of calls for service if the weekend is nice and people have left the city.
RCMP will be patrolling the streets, watching out for anything out of the ordinary.
Well, again, we're looking for those impaired drivers. We're looking for speeding, for dangerous driving, distracted driving, the things that we've always sort of talked about and told people to watch out for.
Many Canadians dream of an early retirement, but according to a new survey out by the Bank of Montreal, many young people haven't started to save for their future goal. Bart Pediasic has more.
27% of those in the 18 to 34-year-old bracket have not put any money into retirement.
In a way, it is kind of shocking because I think people should be a little more concerned with their finances for the future. In other ways, I'm not as concerned. When we're young, we don't necessarily think about what we're going to do at age 65. It seems like a long way off.
The survey says nearly half of the demographic wants to retire by 60.
I think it's very reasonable if you've started saving. We always say in our industry that you should pay yourself first. So if you set up an automatic monthly contribution, then it kind of takes the worry out of it. It happens every month. You don't have to think about it. And it just becomes like any other deduction.
Some in the border city have already started.
I'm saving. I've been saving for quite a while.
I'm just trying to get caught up on some poor financial decisions I made when I was a little younger. But after that, everybody thinks about it. They want to get an RSP set up.
One retiree thinks some need to watch how much they spend so they can start saving.
Some of them aren't able to, but some of them, I think, just throw their money away. There's a lot of them, if they quit smoking, they could save some money.
Sibilu says it's easy to get started.
Generally, the first step is to go into your financial institution or credit union and talk to somebody like myself. We can sort of draw out a roadmap for you and get a plan in place so that we can decide how you want to live in your retirement and what sort of funds you need, and then we'll come up with a savings plan for you.
Bart Pediasic, Newcap News.